up, Rossies? What's up, everybody? Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Good evening. Jody says hi. Denise says hi. How do I upgrade my membership? It should, Denise, it renews automatically. At least it's supposed to renew automatically. It's supposed to auto renew unless you cancel. So hopefully you're good. Good question. Kat says howdy. Okay. All right. Denise says Iowa men are playing in Sweet 16 tonight, 6:30. Which is 6:30 Central Time. Hello. All right, Jules. Okay. All right. So this is our regular weekly, our members weekly live. Last Thursday, I was in California. And then we've missed some Thursdays because of hanging out together, watching March Madness and other games. So I'm glad to see you all here. The stream, as I mentioned to you in the post I put on not Facebook, on YouTube earlier, the stream is public, but the chat is just members because, of course, this is our usual time. But if you're not a member and you are hanging out with us, so glad you're here as well. If you want to be a member, the link, of course, you hit the join button on YouTube, and then the link is in the description of this video as well. But whether you're a member or not, appreciate you absolutely being here. Wonderful. Okay, Elizabeth, welcome. We got a new member. So glad you are joining us. Appreciate that so very much. Elizabeth, thank you. All right. So here's the thing. I don't know. Oh, wait, let me see what Jules said. What's up, Cressy? What's up, Lynn? Everybody, if I missed you, let me see what Jules said. She said on another channel that I'm a member. I'm sorry what she said. I had to cancel my membership, and when I went back to the upgrade, it kept all those months intact, but I would still ask moderate. Okay. All right. Talking the tech talk. And Jules says, I took that video that you posted 30 minutes ago a little bit different because I'm thinking that the commissioner will stay at minimum for 2026. And if all goes well, she would get a 2-year. Well, you might be right. I doubt she's going anywhere before the end of 2026, but I just, we can disagree on that, of course. But his comments reminded me a lot of people who are trying to talk very carefully. All right, April, what's up? Okay, so I don't know how many of you did your bracket. Obviously, I did not. I was over on the West Coast and didn't get a chance to do it. But I saw that ESPN allows a second chance bracket starting with the Sweet 16, which of course starts tomorrow. So you may remember we've done this before. We were doing the whole bracket together, but I think the Rossies you got a chance to redeem yourself. We have a chance. Well, I didn't do a bracket, but you have a chance to redeem yourself. So I'm curious, is anyone's bracket among the members who are able to chat right now for this weekly live, anybody's bracket still totally intact? You have selected everything perfectly. Is that anybody? Nobody so far. Nobody has a perfect bracket. Okay. Does anybody still have a bracket where the teams you picked, the team you picked to win the championship could still win the championship? Of course, if you picked UConn, and I'm imagining in your bracket, I'm imagining UConn still in your bracket, right? So April said not totally intact, but still looks good. Okay, so tell me, members, Rossies, tell me if you picked a team other than UConn to win it all, who did you pick? Or even tell me who's your Final Four pick. But I'm really curious, if you picked a team other than UConn to win it all, where are you? Okay, you picked UCLA to win. Okay, so they're still in it, obviously. Anybody else picked UCLA? Congratulations to Sarah Strong, who was named the National Player of the Year. Some people thought that Michaela Blakes should have that from Vandy, but it is another notch in the belt of Super Team UConn. Yeah. Nobody else picked anybody but UConn, for real? Wow. Nobody picked South Carolina, LSU? You guys are quiet today? All right. So Jules said, not totally intact, but I have Kentucky, Texas, LSU, and UConn. Okay. All right. Okay. And Connie picked UCLA. No one picked Texas to win it all? Interesting. Interessante. All right. Well, we'll find out. We'll find out what happens. We'll find out what happens. So, let's get down to business. All right, we're going to take a look at this second chance bracket. We're going to try to fill out a bracket. If you weren't here the last year when we did it, we talked about it. We went back and forth. Some people came on the open microphone, made their case, and then we made our selections. So we'll see what happens. All right. I picked LSU to beat UConn just because I don't like them. Exactly. That's where I am right now with, well, not that I don't like LSU, but I kind of would like to see Duke beat LSU in the Sweet 16, but I don't know. All right, William is in the house. I would love to see UCLA take it, but I don't see anyone beating UConn, William said. Brian, hello. Marlene is laughing at Jules. Jody said, I've got UCLA, UConn, South Carolina, and Texas in the Final Four. Elizabeth didn't do a bracket, but still hoping my cardiac calves. Who's the cardiac calves? Can pull out a miracle. Yeah, I didn't do a bracket, but we're going to do a bracket right now. So make sure you hit that thumbs up. Once again, if you're not a member and you're not able to chat, still glad you are here. And this is our usual Members Weekly Live. All right. So let's do the second one here. All right. I'm going to get that up and we're going to get to getting. Second chances. And you guys know April, I don't know if April remembers last time I was like so all over the place and you kind of had to keep me on track with the bracket. We're all shocked, but our Minnesota Gophers are in it. Cressy said, yeah, took down Ole Miss. Elizabeth, oh wow, picked the number 10, Virginia, who took out Iowa. Midnight, what's up? Hello. What do you think of Michigan? I think I only saw one game. Was it Michigan versus Michigan State? I know Michigan almost took down UConn this year, right? Summer, what is up? Summer, we're not watching the game. This is our members live, but it's also a public live stream. But I want the members, we're going to pick our bracket. We get the second chance bracket ESPN has up starting with tomorrow's Sweet 16. So we're going to do the Rossies like we did last year and come up with our bracket and see if we can agree on what this should be. So if your bracket is busted, broke, busted, and disgusted, we get a second opportunity. So let me put it up. Let me make it bigger. Let's see what we got. And you all can help decide. We believe in second chances around here. All right, make this bigger if I can. All right, so we'll start right over here. So this is the T2, the Tournament Challenge Second Chance. Bracket busted. Create up to 25 new brackets. Well, we're not going to create 25. That sounds pretty pathetic. Starting with the Sweet 16 up here in Regional 1. Can anybody give us who should be here? Who do you have? UConn versus North Carolina tomorrow at 4 p.m. I'm assuming that's Eastern. Who you got? Okay, third chances too. Well, they give you 25 of those brackets you can fill out. Kind of sounds like a third, fourth, fifth. Midnight says, I'm supporting anyone playing UConn. Listen, that's me. I'm ABU. I'm anybody but LeBron. I'm anybody but UConn. Anybody want to pick anybody but UConn? We may not want UConn to win, but I think we come on, right? I'm gonna not even spend a lot of time on that. We're gonna go with UConn moving on to the Elite Eight. I just saw a clip of Notre Dame's coach. Goodness gracious, why am I drawing a blank? Why am I drawing a blank? I knew her since she was in college. Notre Dame. Oh, Neil Ivy. Okay, yeah. So it just took me a moment. She was telling her team, "What's up, Freedom? We're doing our second chance bracket starting at the Sweet 16." Neil Ivy, and she was telling her team how proud she is of them, and that she had like 3 players when players started leaving and stuff. She had 3 of them. And she said, God just helped put the whole thing together and is proud of them. And they have to play Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt is the number 2. Notre Dame is number 6. Of course, Notre Dame has Hannah Hidalgo. What do you think? Let me see if I can make myself smaller here. Okay, there we go. Notre Dame. So Williams says, Michigan didn't. When did Michigan beat Notre Dame? UConn. Michigan almost beat UConn. UConn has not lost a game since Tennessee, like 50-something games. UConn hasn't lost a game since Tennessee beat them last season. We were live for that, having a blast. So no, unfortunately, no. Michigan has not beaten UConn, but came close. Williams says, my heart says Notre Dame, but my mind says Vanderbilt. This is, some people thought Michaela Blake should have been the National Player of the Year and not Sarah Strong. So what are you thinking? What do you got? So April says Vandy. Okay. I did my video, Freedom, about reading between the lines of what Adam Silver said. And I felt like he said the way he was saying it was that she ain't gonna be there after the season. Jules is pulling for Notre Dame. So am I. Oh no, they came close though, Midnight. It was the closest we got. So am I. So who we got? Who do we got? I need to hear from folks. Come on now. Vandy, Notre Dame. I only heard from 2 people? Maybe 3. I want Notre Dame to win, but I don't know what I'm feeling. Okay, Notre Dame is going to be a spoiler, Jules said. Marlene is pulling for Notre Dame. Who we putting on here? Okay, I don't know who I want to win. I like both teams. I want Notre Dame to win, but I'm not so sure. And Jules is riding with Notre Dame as a spoiler. Denise says Notre Dame. Summer says, let's do Notre Dame. Brian says, do Vandy. They're playing tomorrow, aren't they? Yeah, tomorrow. And it's an early game. It's 1:30 p.m. You got UConn, North Carolina at 4 o'clock. You've got Notre Dame and Vanderbilt at 130. Let me see what this preview says. What is the preview? It says that obviously Vandy's number 2, Notre Dame's number 6. Notre Dame has a 24-10 record. Vanderbilt has a 29-4 record. 24-10, 29-4. Obviously, Vandy doing much better. The pick for Notre Dame, 103,000+. Vanderbilt, 244,000 picked Vanderbilt. And then top players, Hannah Hidalgo scoring 25.2 points per game. Michaela Blake's 27 points per game. 6.7 rebounds per game for Hannah, 4 rebounds per game for Michaela, 4.6 assists to 5.2. So Notre Dame gets the edge other than the points, and they didn't put steals up here because I think Hannah's leading everybody in steals. So what do you got? Like, that's just a little preview for you. Seating at this point really doesn't matter. Okay, so who you got, April? We are pretty evenly divided. Flip a coin. I'm going to do like the expansion draft and pick a coin. If there's anybody who wants to come and make your case, I think this is an important one to try to get right here. Anybody want to get on and make your case for one or the other? There's the link. There's the link. Click it. Come on, either audio or video or both. Obviously, both. Tell us what you think. Comes down to who's the better defender. Well, we know I think the better defender is going to be Notre Dame, right? But Brian says, okay, it's got to come down to offense. I don't think Notre Dame can score enough to beat Vandy. Come on, somebody, come on. It's been a while since we had people jump on the open mic. A 1-2, a 1-2. Who's on the mic? On the mic. I'm thinking Vandy, but I want to go Notre Dame. I need somebody convincing. Don't be shy. Members. Come on, members. Members. Nobody's going to make your case. Summer says, Freedom, get online. Freedom, get online. Summer, you get online. 2. April, you get on. Elizabeth says, I was at the UVA versus Notre Dame. Kamora outplayed Hannah. I say Vanderbilt. That's what I'm thinking, although that's not what I want. Okay, so Freedom said I can't make my case. All right, so I'm gonna make it. I'm just gonna if you guys don't come on, I'm gonna make that choice, and I'm going to pick. Cass says I wouldn't have a clue. I think this is a tough one. I'm going to pick Vanderbilt. I don't want Vanderbilt, and I hate picking Vanderbilt. But as far as the guards, Hannah or Blake's, who's the better defender? It didn't give us their steals, but let me find out. ESPN, Hannah. Let me find out. Hannah Hidalgo. Her steal, she's just rocks in terms of her steals. She has 5.6 steals per game. That's ridiculous. 5.6 steals per game. The best defender, I think, in the NCAA, I believe. 5.6 steals per game. Now, let's look at Michaela Blake's. What does she have? Let's go. Michaela Blake's has 2.9 steals per game. It's not even close. It's not even close. Yes, they added that, Freedom. They added that in the preseason. Jody says it doesn't matter. Lose to UConn. I'm gonna go with Vanderbilt because nobody's coming on and make. Oh wait, here's Summer. Excellent. Hey Summer.
Hey, Adrienne, I'm really only on here to say hello to you because,
Well,
I don't really care
you don't
about
really
those
care.
two.
You
I
don't
just,
care who wins.
well, Notre Dame does come before Vanderbilt in the alphabet, so
True.
that's a good one to go with.
Yes, yes.
Um, the thing that I think about Vanderbilt, those four losses that they had, they were beat pretty bad, I do believe, if I remember correctly.
I just remember them losing to, was it South Carolina who wiped the floor with them?
They lost. I think they lost to South Carolina. Didn't they play UConn and they got beat by them? And I think Texas beat them.
Yeah. And those are really good teams.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they're going to be
Better
in
than
the
Notre
Final
Dame.
Four. Yes,
Yeah.
that is the truth. But I don't know.
Mm,
I think it's a toss up.
it's probably a toss up. So I think I'm going to go against what I want, and I'm going to pick Vanderbilt. Um, okay, April says free throws are gonna make a difference. I'm sure. I don't
They
want to.
always do. So does that mean who's the better free thrower? People.
Um, as a whole team,
Yep.
I don't even know. How do I? Anybody can find that? How do I find out? Let me just write Notre Dame women's basketball free throw percentage. I'll do that. See what it tells me. It says that based on 26 statistics, Notre Dame has approximately 78.5% free throw percentage.
Mm.
And it says key players contributing to this: Hannah Hidalgo, who's shooting 80% from the line, and Prosper shooting 75.8% from the line. So we're talking about 78.5. Remember that, okay? I'm going to check the other one. 78.5% for Notre Dame. Now Vanderbilt.
Well, and if
Mhm.
they're at 78.5% and their two highest percentage players are at 80 and what do they say, 75?
Yeah.
That means the rest of them are roughly, they're probably over 50%, all of them.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I hope so. I should hope so. Like, okay,
Yeah.
so Vanderbilt it's pretty close. They're shooting about 76.9% free throw. So 78.5 to 76.9. So yeah, that's pretty close. Obviously, I mean, Hidalgo has less points than Michaela Blake's, but leads in every other category. Her defense is impeccable, and they have a better free throw percentage. But I still Shay Ralph and has her team like really clicking. And yes, Phil's competition does matter. All right, since I'm not sure, this is what I'm gonna do. I don't see Vanderbilt winning the title, and I don't see Notre Dame winning the title. And since I personally want Notre Dame to win, I'm gonna just
Go for it.
I'm gonna go with Notre Dame. I want them to win, and neither one of them is gonna be, and neither one of them is gonna win the
This
title.
is the last one for them.
Yeah, it's so. All right, guys, we were thank you, Summer,
Hey,
appreciate
you're
it.
welcome.
All right, okay, so I'm gonna. That's how I'm. It's a toss up. So let's put it in. We are going with Notre Dame, which is in my gut. I say no, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Okay, Notre Dame. So that is regional 1. So over here on the right, regional 2. UCLA number 1 versus number 4 Minnesota. So 1 has 1 UConn and 4 North Carolina. Regional 2 has 1 UCLA, 4 Minnesota. Still the 1 and the 4. UCLA, I'm assuming those of you who picked UCLA to win it all, obviously you picked them here. April says Blake's going to come out with something to prove because she didn't win the MVP. Yes, and people did believe that she should have. So for sure. All right, UCLA, everybody. Why do I feel like this is a trap game for UCLA? Freedom says. Freedom, are you saying you think they're going to lose this? Is UCLA? But I don't know much about Minnesota. except that how it came down with them and Ole Miss. Phyllis says UCLA as well. Those of you who are not those of you who are not members and you're watching but you can't comment, I hope you're thinking along with us as we do this. Some of you are probably screaming and going, no. All right, so we got UCLA. I had Ole Miss in this round, but they're gone. Freedom said I had UCLA beating them. Minnesota scares me a little bit. Okay. Yeah. All right. Letty says UCLA. Denise says UCLA. Brian says UCLA. I mean, everybody's saying UCLA. And Freedom is like, I'm feeling a little something, something. And Jules says, outstanding game. UCLA gets the win, but outstanding game. All right. So let's go with UCLA. So we're over here. UCLA advances to the Elite Eight. Okay. Now this one, oh my goodness. I just watched the conference. The pregame conference today that Coach Kara Lawson had, and so did Coach Mulkey, and some of the players had. I want Duke. I want Duke to win this. I don't know if Duke can. Now they played in November, and LSU won. And there's that beef that there's the. I mean, let me not use beef. There's the history of Flage when she played with USA and Lawson was the coach, and she felt like Kara Lawson did not play her enough. And so when she played against her, remember she was talking junk over toward Kara Lawson. They asked Kim Mulkey about it back then. They asked her about it today. I saw that just a few minutes ago. They asked her about it. She says, I don't know if Flage's even thought about it since, but I know Flage feels like she has something to prove to Kara Lawson. At least she did. And they won. Both teams are better, I'm sure. April says Duke defense will be the difference. Phyllis says, I want Duke. Freedom says, I'm picking Duke. Jody says LSU. Okay. All right. All right. So Freedom, you picked UCLA as well. Okay, Duke. Okay. I'm going to go with Duke because I want Duke. Because Kara Lawson, I mean, she played for Coach Pat Summitt. Come on now. I have great respect for her. She's that, but I in my own, when I was doing this myself, I was thinking LSU. But I'm gonna go with Duke. Elizabeth says Duke will win, but I hate Duke. But Duke will win. All right. Remember, LSU beat Duke in November. Of course, that's early in the season. All right. So we're gonna go with Dukies. All right. So we got Duke. So now let's slide on down. Regional 4, South Carolina over here on the left. All the 1 and the 4s. 1 South Carolina, 4 Oklahoma. Who gets that win? Is this upset time? Telling you guys, Jody says it's going to be LSU. That's my inclination, Jody, but I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful for Duke. I'm hopeful. I did not, but that's hopefully on my plan tonight, if not this weekend, April. At first, I wasn't sure I could watch. I watched the trailer in tears for the trailer, but I'm going to watch it. I already have a thumbnail ready to talk about it. Jules took LSU. Okay. Wow. This is a trap game, still picking South Carolina. I think South Carolina can be beaten, can be vulnerable, but Phyllis picks Oklahoma. I don't see South Carolina losing. When you get into the Sweet 16, you're getting into the experience of Coach Dawn Staley. You're getting into, I mean, I got to go with South Carolina. I did see that summer. Very, very touching. Yeah, I'm gonna don't tell me too much, April. It already stirs me up at the end when they say, what is there left for you to beat? What is there left for you to do, or something like that? And she says, what do you still need, or what do you still want? It was something like that. And she said, time. And that just gripped me because obviously she ran out of time. And so yeah. Yes, Denise. Yep. I can't say anything. I'll go. So I have to go South Carolina. Okay, so we're gonna go with South Carolina. We got to see Dawn Staley on the sideline like last time against Gino. So South Carolina, it would make it fun. What about TCU versus Virginia? Virginia is the only double digit team left at number 10. Virginia beats Iowa, or shall we say Iowa beat Iowa, missing all those free throws down the stretch, losing a 9-point lead in the fourth quarter, I believe. I wasn't home until overtime, but I believe that's what I heard. TCU number 3, Virginia number 10. April says Virginia for the upset. Midnight says TCU. Freedom says TCU. Virginia's going to be the spoiler. Oh my, I need somebody who's coming on. Make your case. Virginia has been just barely making it. We can't forget Olivia Miles. She transferred to TCU from Notre Dame and has been doing work. She's getting she'll go in the top 5 in the draft, right? So I think Virginia might run out of time. Yeah, William says Virginia didn't impress me at all in the Iowa game. Shower time for old Virginia. Anybody want to make your case? Jules says, I'm not a fan of Olivia Miles, so I'm hoping that this is the spoiler. Okay. Anybody want to make a case? If it's left to me, Rossies, I'm not going with Virginia. I'm going to go with TCU unless somebody has something. Olivia Miles on TCU, also Marta Suarez. Okay. Anybody want to make the case? This is our second chance bracket. Let's get it right. Okay. Unless somebody pops on. Kat says TCU. Kat, you need to come on. Come on and make your case. Does it give me a preview of any sort? Let's see what it says. Okay. 22-11, 31-5. This is on Saturday at 6:30. 68,000, only 68,000 picked Virginia, and almost 280,000 picked TCU. Top players, Kamora Johnson and Olivia Miles. 19.5 points per game for Virginia, 19.4 for TCU for Miles. 4.5 rebounds per game for Johnson, 7.2 for Miles. 5.8 assists per game, 6.6 for Olivia Miles. Then you've got Paris Clark at 9.4, 4.7, and 3.0. And then you've got Suarez with 16.8, 7.4. I gotta go with TCU. Gotta go. All right, Marlene, I'm not a fan of Olivia, but TCU. I really just haven't been watching enough. I hear you. Not a fan of Olivia. Miles had the triple double. All right, I'm going to go with oh, wait, here's Elizabeth. Elizabeth. Hey, yes. Elizabeth. How are you?
Yes, I'm fine. I just have to put my case for Virginia out there.
Okay, tell us, put your case. What's up for Virginia?
If their team is clicking, if all of them click, they're definitely going to beat TCU. I'm worried about fatigue. That's what I'm worried about. They've played a lot of minutes.
They've had time to rest. Everybody's been resting.
Yes, they have.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, this team is clicking right now. And no, Kamora's the big star. Yes, she's the leader. She totally outplayed Hannah when they played them. I was there. I watched that. And Hannah was...
When they played Notre Dame?
Notre Dame. Yes.
Okay, well, this is TCU though, but
I understand that. I understand
yeah,
that. I'm
yeah.
I'm just saying she leads this team. She's the leader. Even if she doesn't score, she makes sure other people do. And we have depth. We
Mm-hmm,
have depth at the post for the first time ever. So
mm-hmm,
depending on whistles, but
mm-hmm,
I think
mm-hmm.
we have a chance. I really do. And
Okay.
they really
Wow.
want this. They want that matchup with South Carolina.
Oh
They're
my.
not going to win that one, but I
Right,
think they
right.
have one more win in them.
You think they have one more? The interesting thing about TCU is I was watching the last game they played, and I was sitting there, and there had to be like 2, maybe 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I somehow ended up waking up like 2 o'clock in the morning, and then I was like, "Oh my goodness, I missed the rest of the game." And so I went online and I checked, and then that game I realized the game had gone into overtime. And then they were behind, like TCU had been behind like the whole game. They were inching up, inching up, inching
Yeah,
up. But when I zonked out on the couch, they were behind. I wake up and I find out that they won the game in overtime. So they might say they're riding on that momentum too. But I know
right,
Denise said Virginia is clicking and they have some ballers. And Kat said, the momentum is on the upswing. Summer says timing is everything. Freedom says they want South Carolina, but if they look that far ahead and sleep on what's ahead of them, they've already lost. Good point there as well. Don't look
no,
any far.
their coach doesn't let them do that. I mean,
Yeah.
she's definitely, even if she's asked questions by the press, like one time she was asked what they could do to prepare for Hannah, and this
Mhm.
was before their game before that. She said, beat the next team we have. That's
Yeah.
how we can prepare for Hannah. She's not going to
No,
let them go that far.
yeah.
Think ahead. Right
Yeah.
now, they're
Mhm.
doing one game at a time, and
Yeah.
they're clicking, and they have so many players there. This is their last chance. This is their last game. They're going to give it everything.
But
So I think they have
they're
one
number
more win.
10. They're number 10 though. Doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter at this point.
It doesn't matter. They shouldn't have been 10. They they had a couple losses and they knew it. They owned it. They should have won. And they would not have been in the position they were in.
Okay. Okay. And then April says plus Virginia was a play-in with two overtime games. I really believe they can make it to the Elite Eight. So I tell you what, I'm gonna go with what you said, Elizabeth. You came on, you made your case. Unless somebody can say otherwise, I have to say in my gut, I think it's TCU, but I'm willing to go with you on this one if you feel that strongly about it, you know? So okay,
Yeah.
and then Marlene, thank you so much for the super sticker. Appreciate that so very, very much. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, Elizabeth. Appreciate that. All right. Jody says this TCU, but I need who's gonna make the case. She made a case. She made the case, so I'm gonna go with it. What happened to my screen here? Oh no, my screen. Hold up. I did something weird on my screen. Hold up. Where's my screen? Okay, there we go. All right. All right. So I'll tell you what we do before I don't two tough teams, it sounds like. My gut says TCU. But maybe this is spoiler. Maybe they'll keep it going. I'm going to take a chance. They're not going to be win the championship. So, but we're gonna go with that. I'm going to go with that. Let's go with that then. So back here. Let me get back over here, and I'm going to go with Virginia. All right. So now let's go on over to. Wait a minute. What did I do? Oh yeah. Okay. So is that everybody? Did we not do over here? What am I missing? Regional 2, Regional 3. I think I went the wrong way, but whatever. Texas and Kentucky. Sweet 16. Who wins? I got Texas. Who you got? I got Texas. Go with my gut. Oh, now you tell me to go with my gut. I didn't even go with my gut with one of the other ones up there. All right, Texas, right? I think I think Texas could win the whole thing, honestly. But yeah, I mean, possibly on a really, really good night, you know. Texas, I'm going with Texas, not going to spend a whole lot of time on that one. Louisville and Michigan. Louisville and Michigan. Michigan came closest to beating UConn. But, you know, we got Texas locked in. All right. Michigan, Cat says. Midnight says Michigan. Jules says we're sleeping on Kentucky. I don't know if we're sleeping on Kentucky, but Texas. I mean, did you guys hear the 4 coaches who are in the running for Coach of the Year? It's Texas's Vic Schaefer, Gino Auriemma, obviously UConn, Shea Ralph from Vanderbilt, and Corey Close from UCLA. Is it going to be Gino for Coach of the Year like it was Sarah Strong? Okay, Michigan, Louisville, because I can't stand anything Michigan. Louisville isn't really that impressive. Got to go with Michigan. Gino doesn't need the award. Texas is taking it all. Summer from Texas says, I'm going with Texas as well. And we're going to go with Michigan here. That's a close number 3 versus number 2. So that's our Sweet 16. Then we get into the Elite 8, March 29th through the 30th. UConn versus Notre Dame. Anybody see an upset here? What's the line on Michigan? I'm sorry, I moved on and locked us in. Yeah, right. Well, I did April. I did make one with my gut, but I didn't save it. But I did. All right, so UConn, right? UConn beating Notre Dame, or if you picked Vanderbilt, you probably still have UConn beating them. That's Regional 1. Regional 2 over here, we've got UCLA versus Duke. Uh-oh. Who you got? UCLA. I really want to pick Notre Dame, but I can't. Yeah, unfortunately, right? Jules, I do know that Texas will win, but my pseudo niece is going to Kentucky in the fall, and everyone needs to look her up. I remember you telling us about her, Madden Greenway. Yes, is going to Kentucky. All right. UConn is moving on, only to be thumped by Dawn and her girls. Uh-oh. Okay, this is also a trap game, Freedom says. UConn over Vandy. Summer says, nice. Jules, UConn over Vandy, not Notre Dame. Okay. No upset. It's UConn. What about Duke? Now, of course, if LSU beats Duke, we're busted. You guys are picking Duke over UCLA. I want Duke to win, but I'm concerned. Summer picked Duke. April picked Duke. Jules said UCLA. Freedom, I had Vandy beating Notre Dame, but still losing to UConn. Yeah, that's why I said whoever we picked, they were going to be done in the next one. UCLA. Man, this is a tough one for me. I don't know. I had been okay, so no way Duke is not beating UCLA. What do we have here for the preview? We have Duke at 24-8, UCLA at 31-1. 32,000 picked Duke, 210,000 picked UCLA. Toby Fournier, the sophomore, 17.4 points per game, 8 rebounds per game, 1.2 assists per game. Lauren Betts only scores 7. I don't understand how she only scores 17.1 points per game. She's got less points per game. She has more rebounds at 8.7, which is pretty close, and 3.2 assists per game for the big. And then you've got Ashlyn Jackson at 11.3, 3.4 rebounds, 4.5 assists, and of course, the point guard that some people are saying could end up in Indiana. 15.2 points per game, 6 rebounds per game, 4.5 assists per game. Listen, I want it to be Duke, but I don't know. I'm thinking UCLA, y'all. I stepped away from iPad. Are you telling me Iowa is only down by 3 now? Oh, she's talking about the guys. Duke could do it, but I'm going with UCLA. Yeah. Anybody want to come on, make the case? I'm leaning toward UCLA. I don't want it to be UCLA, although I like Corey Close, but anybody making the case for UCLA or Duke? Brian says UCLA also. UCLA has Kiki Rice. Yep. Needkins. I mean, like 4 of their players are projected in the draft. I mean, like big time. All right. Hey, Kelly Marie, what's up? Hello. You say it's a good team. I just don't like them very much, and I don't know why. I don't know why. Yeah, I want Duke. I really want Duke, but I'm going to go this time, April, with the gut. And and I hope I'm wrong. Like, I never really want to be wrong, but I hope I'm wrong here. I'm going to go with UCLA. All right. So that's regional 2. So back on over here, down here, I should say, to 3. Texas versus Michigan. Your 1 versus your 2. Anybody? Texas or Michigan in the Elite 8? Who wins? Texas. Freedom says Texas. I know Summer's going to say Texas. She's got them winning everything. Texas. Yep, Texas. I'm down with Texas. All right, I'm going to move on. All right, more Texas. I think 6 of their starters have 5+ years of college. Texas, but like to see Michigan. Oh, they're super seniors. Okay, let's go with Texas. We got 11 of 15 picks made. So now to Regional 4, South Carolina versus Virginia. We picked Virginia over TCU. I think right here it doesn't really matter. I heard Elizabeth come on the open mic and say that Virginia wants that matchup against South Carolina. She said that she felt like Virginia had one more win in them against TCU, but now their reward is to play South Carolina. Can they win? Kelly's going with her home state. William says hard to bet against Texas. I like Vic Schaefer too. Okay, though I grew up in Nebraska. Okay, South Carolina. Anybody doubting South Carolina? We got Texas from Jules as well. South Carolina, Virginia. I think the number 1 is going to win against the number 10. South Carolina over TCU is a close one. Oh, in a close one. Well, okay, so you still went with TCU on that one. Okay, so he's got South Carolina, TCU. Over here in the Rossies, we've got South Carolina versus Virginia. So we're going to go with South Carolina on this one. But, kudos to Virginia. If you make it this far, you are already the only double-digit seed left. So there we have that. Now we get to UConn versus South Carolina. Texas versus UCLA. Did I miss something here? I feel like I missed something. I didn't miss anything, right? No, I did not. So who we got? Here we don't get them in the finals this time, but we get 1 UConn versus 1 South Carolina. Final 4, a rematch of last year's championship with Dawn Staley throwing around the F-bomb in the championship. giving up on her team, bugging out, and that was early in the game, bugging out. And then it was not a good finals because it ended up getting ugly, right? I want to see a battle. Can South Carolina battle UConn? Is it so psychological with UConn that another big time blowout? Kelly Marie says South Carolina over UConn. JTK says Michigan will make a run. April says, I don't even have South Carolina, Virginia in my Elite Eight. What? Who you got beating South Carolina? I'm seeing South Carolina. Well, I don't think Virginia can beat UConn, so we need South Carolina to get in there and send them home. That's what I mean. I'm not a huge South Carolina fan, but I'm anybody but UConn, anybody but Gino at this point. Since we have passed the days of my Tennessee Lady Vols taking on UConn at this point, UConn, South Carolina over UConn. South Carolina. UConn needs to go. They do need to go, but can they go? It would be so much fun if after Sarah Strong won the national player, after they are undefeated, Gino is in the finalists, for coach of the year, and then they lose. Oh my goodness. Man, I agree. Okay, anybody but UConn. I just don't know on this one, but UConn just to see the Raiders of the Lost Ark facial meltdown by Dawn Staley. Yeah, right. That was something last year. I did a video on that because I was like, Dawn, come on. I'm praying for South Carolina as a spoiler and beating UConn. So tired of UConn being the dynasty. Me too. But are we being realistic? Well, just for fun. Jody's got UCLA beating UConn for 1 and 2. Wow. It would be fun to see Gino get beat by Texas. Yes. So what preview do they have? Just for fun. UConn and South Carolina. 34-0, 31-3. Look at this. 220,000 plus picked Gino's team. 81,000 picked South Carolina. Top players, Sarah Strong, 18.4 points per game, 7.5 rebounds per game, 4.1 assists per game. The girl is just ridiculous. She's just a sophomore, right? I don't think she's a junior yet, or am I wrong? And then you have Joyce Edwards. 19.9. So she does better there. 6.4 rebounds per game, 2.3 assists per game. Sarah Strong just announced as the national player of the year. AZ Fudd, 17.8 points per game. Some people believe she will be number 1 in the draft. Others say maybe 2 or 3. 2.6 rebounds, 3 assists. Tanaya Latson, some people have her being picked by Indiana as the number 10 in the draft. 14.3, 2.8, and 3.6 assists. Yeah, I gotta go with UConn as much as that makes me want to. April has Texas and UConn in the final. I would love to see that. And JTK is right. UConn had a weak schedule, no real competition. Yep, Michigan lost by 4 points. That's the only one that came close. So good teams really come up against you, kind of give them a run for their money. So I'm biased, but UConn will win. I know, right? All right. So I'm going to go with UConn, unfortunately, and then we'll go from there. So UConn beat South Carolina. Sorry, Dawn Staley. And then UCLA and Texas. So our final 4, we have all number ones. All number ones. UCLA versus Texas. I'd love to hear from some people on this one. Anybody on the open microphone? Can Rory Harmon do the job? Can Kiki Rice do the job? Who gets that win? Let me see what some of you are saying. All Fam is the number 1 pick. Yeah, she is very fast rim runner. Yeah, Dallas should grab her. We'll see. She was predicted 1, and then now it seems like other people are picking AZ. I picked UCLA, but I'm going to say Texas because I don't trust UCLA. Okay, I have UConn versus LSU in the finals. Wow, Jules, you are out there on a limb with the LSU winning it all. Letty says, Letty's keeping them up with the guys game. UCLA over Texas. Jules doing litter boxes. So who we got? Anybody want to come on and give us your UCLA versus Texas? Who can battle Lauren Betts? Yeah, it'll probably be a good idea. I don't think they should grab AZ. You're with Jules. All right, so wait. Who can battle Lauren Betts? Who's the Texas big? Let me go back to, let's go to this preview. This one's closer. UCLA 129,000 and Texas 109,000. Lauren Betts and Madison Booker. Okay, yeah. Lauren Betts is 17.1, 8.7, and 3.2, and Madison Booker at 19.3, 6.7, and 3.8. Then you've got Kiki Rice with 15.2, 6 rebounds per game, 4.5 assists per game. And you've got Jordan Lee, 13.5, 2.6, and 2.5. Can Madison Booker, 19 points and then 17 points. What you got? Texas should win this game, Jules says. UCLA Betts is too good. Also, UCLA will post up Rory. You got a storm, Freedom? Like a storm or a metaphorical? Yeah, Kelly says, somebody call. Help us make this decision. I want to go with Texas. Get Lauren Betts in foul trouble. Letty says, I think this is a setup game. Jules says, I think LSU has the best team to beat UConn. Really? Somebody beat them. JTK, Texas is more physical, so they'll be able to really push that UCLA team and get Betts in foul trouble. Need that. You need her clearing out the space. Go with UCLA. Jody says, I'm feeling Texas though. Letty says, I want to go with Texas, but I don't know. Anybody help us out? Tell us what you know. Tell us something. Why should we pick one over the other? Other than I don't like UCLA or I don't like Texas. Anybody? I'm going to, last team to beat UConn was Iowa. I think the last team to beat UConn was Tennessee last year. Kelly said, Freedom call. Freedom said something about a storm. Yeah. Call. Otherwise, okay, so Jules says if Madison Booker has a great game, Texas will win. I'm leaning toward Texas. I need somebody to turn me around. Turn me around if I'm wrong. Oh, Ryan's watching Iowa men, so he can't call. What quarter is that in? I remember when the Lady Texters were dominant. Oh, I remember the Lady Texters. Did you guys see that Shamika Holsclaw and Tamika Catchings is going to be doing broadcasting, and Shamika Holsclaw, like, who pulled her out of the thin air? So glad to hear she's going to be doing studio coverage of the WNBA. I'm really, really pleased. 3 of the Meeks back together from Tennessee, Lady Balls back in the day. April says, okay, so Kelly is working, and April says the big forward from Texas that never smiles. I can't think of her name, but I think she can handle bets. Let me find out who that is. Texas basketball roster. Is that Kyla? Kyla Odeker or something like that? It must be her. She's 6'6". And then you've got the other one, Lovisa Asprink. Is it Hose? They got a Bria Cunningham. They got some height. Of course, Madison Booker, she smiles, though. That's 6'1". What's up, Smoke? She's in the documentary. Oh, good. Good. Shamiqua. She's the one that Candace Parker said, there's no way you can do your best college basketball players of all time and leave Shamiqua Holdsclaw off the list. She had mentioned that before. She's like, take me off the list. I'm not talking about this recent list. This was before. Take me off the list because there is no way Shamiqua needs to be off that list. And I agree. She was amazing. She won 3 titles in her 4 years with Coach Summit. Like, amazing. Okay, I'm going with Texas. So now we have a championship of UConn versus Texas. Can Texas beat UConn? Who we got? UConn and Texas. And I know some of you wanted UCLA, but let's just say we put UCLA. Either of those teams beating UConn. Cat's a stalker. Well, you are, Cat. Freedom is picking Texas over UConn. Now, let me ask you a question. If your job was on the line, Freedom, would you still pick Texas? If like your job was on the line or your finances were on the line, would you still pick Texas? I hope they can win too, Denise. If my job was on the line, though, I don't know. Like, they're not just beating people. They're just annihilating people in boring fashion because nobody wants to watch a 50-point blowout. Certainly not in the finals. Okay, Freedom says, I'd still pick Texas. We only live once. Marlene says, LOL, Freedom. Oh, my goodness, right? Texas, and I get fired for anyone beating UConn. Yeah, it's worth it, right? It's worth it. Texas, and I get fired. On a side note, did you see that the Aces hired No, I did not see that, Jules. Wow. Wait a minute. Who was she just with? What team was she with last season? I don't remember what team she was with last season. Interesting. Unrivaled work for her, huh? If UCLA wins, they won't beat UConn. Yeah. Unfortunately, I have UConn win it all, but I'm pushing for Texas to win, April says. If my job is on the line, Denise says UConn. All right. Texas and UCLA could beat UConn, but it's hard to go against UConn. Wasn't she Seattle? She might have been Seattle. I'm trying to remember. You might be right. Oh, she was with Texas? Texas who? The Wings? Elizabeth says, I'm on disability, so I have no job or finances. Texas. I love that. That was good. That was really good. Not the disability part, of course. I messed this up again. But your comment was like really good. You guys are just folding to UConn, Jody says. I think UConn will beat Texas. Yeah. Okay, so she's saying the Wings. Let me see. Noah Henry. What was she with? Where was she before? It's already yeah, you're right. It was the Dallas Wings. And now she will be with the Aces. Okay. She wanted out. She didn't want to stay with Paige Beckers. What? She didn't want to stay and win those championships Paige is going to bring. All right, guys. Who are we picking here? Am I going with I think UConn's going to win. But I don't want to pick UConn. But unfortunately, I don't know. How bold should we be, Rossies? How bold should we be? Adrienne with the soundboard. Moving on up. It's in StreamYard in the back thing. So yeah. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna go bold. I know I don't believe it's right, but I'm gonna pick Texas. I'm gonna be brave, Marlene, because the truth of the matter is my job is not on the line. And so I don't have to hit that circle for UConn. Jody says, I think South Carolina will beat Texas. And if that's the case, if South Carolina, so if it's, you mean in the finals, if it's South Carolina versus Texas? I don't know. I hope to see South Carolina in there and not UConn, but anybody can get got. Yeah. Oh, unrivaled players. Yeah. All right. So I'm not going to pick UConn. I mean, I know that's kind of wild, but I don't care. I'm picking UConn. So now, how many total points will be scored in the championship game? In the bracket that I did, my own bracket that I did for this second chance bracket, I think I had UConn versus UC. I had UConn versus UCLA, and I had the total score at 145. That was my total, 145. I had like UConn at like 80 something, and I had UCLA at like 60. So total points between 78 total, April? You think it's going to be a low scoring game, April? 78? I have UConn having like 80. It's the battle of defense, then no, but I would love a surprise too. 183? Oh, Freedom, I don't think it's going to get that high. I picked 145. It's going to end up, do you think it's going to end up being the battle of defense? The way UConn plays defense? The way Texas plays defense? Oh, 142. Yeah. I had 145. I think Freedom thinks they're going to score a little bit more than I think. I think it'll be more of a defensive thing. So I got like UConn with like 80. I had UConn with 80 something and then UCLA. But with this Texas UConn team, yeah, Freedom, that's bold, 183. Anybody else? Both teams will score. Well, anybody else? UConn won't be able to shut Texas down. AZ fun them. Oh my goodness. Well, anything between 142 and 183, anybody? I'm willing to go I'm willing to go 150. Nobody except Michigan, who almost beat them. But yeah, I think there was one other score that was like low double digits. Defense will be out the window at 183. Yeah. I'll go with one. I had 145. April has 142. Freedom has 183. I think I'm going to pick one. I'll go with 150. Well, I'm going to go about one. It's not going to be even like that. So let's go with 151 total points. 151. So we've got, wait, I didn't want to pick. Why did I pick UConn? I said I was picking Texas. See how they nearly trapped me? I'm not picking UConn. I'm picking Texas. Unless it's a blowout, adding both scores. That's like NBA All-Star. Those are two scores. If it's UConn versus LSU, 185%. All right. I'm going to up it. With what Kelly said. I'm going to go with the 155. And I have Texas winning. I almost picked out of habit. Almost picked UConn. No, we're going to go with Texas. So here we go. I'm going to solidify this thing. And I'm going to click submit the bracket. And then I'll do all the rest of the email stuff later. Yay! I hope we're big winners. And for me, being a big winner means that UConn loses. All right. So there we have it, everybody. You're right, Jody. Almost instinctively, almost picked UConn. Just it's automatic. So we'll see what happens. So listen, before I let you go, I want to touch on. I plan to do a video on this, but I'd like to hear from you. Things are coming to a boiling point with the expansion draft. We have on the 29th, which is just 3 days away, Sunday. The teams have to submit their list of protected players for this expansion draft. Okay. 84-78. Ooh, Jules got a close one. Yes. Thank you, Smoke. There's a lot of conversation. Like I said, I'm planning to do a video, so I'm probably not going to say much, but I am curious about what you have to say. 5 protected players. And most people agree on 3 of those players that the Fever will protect. Most people agree on 3 of them. Some agree on some don't agree that Lexi is a guarantee. Open up the chat. Yeah, like no, for real. Somebody, we can come on. You can get a few people to come on and talk about this and see what's going on. So Smoke says the scary thing is even if the Fever protect players, they can still leave in free agency if they're unrestricted free agents. Yeah, but the ones that they're going to protect are not probably going to do that except maybe one. I think it's been a lot of confusion as well. April, yes, call in. I want to hear from you guys. Just let me throw out there what people are saying. And then what do you think? Everyone is saying the obvious ones are Caitlin will be protected. Aaliyah will be protected. Kelsey will be protected. Although some people don't want her to be protected. But I think most people are saying it'll be Caitlin, Aaliyah, Kelsey, and Lexi, although some people don't necessarily believe that's the case. Then people are saying most people are saying the 2 it's going to come down to will be Michaela Timpson, Sophie Cunningham. Like I said, I plan to do a video on that, so I'm not going to say too much, but I am curious about what you're going to say. And we do have Freedom on. Yes, indeed. Hey, how come it's not showing you on my screen?
I don't know.
Hold on.
Can you hear me at least?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I see you in the back, but it won't. I want us to see you. So I want you to go out and come back in. That's weird.
All right, I'll try it.
Okay, go out and come back in. All right, so we're going to get Freedom on. And whatever reason, it wasn't showing him on video. KK needs to stay. But you got a limited window of winning. Add to the stage. I don't know why it's not showing you.
Maybe Maybe it doesn't like me.
I mean, I'm seeing you. I can see you, but it's not putting you on my screen for whatever reason. Let me just try one more. There it is. There it is. Hi.
What's up?
All right, what's up? So what are you thinking about this? All the talk, and some people are perspiring about the whole thing, and what's going to happen?
I agree. It's confusing.
Yeah, it is confusing.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, is Kelsey Mitchell going to come back? That's first and foremost.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, but I think they got to protect her anyway, right? They'll protect her for the expansion draft. And then that doesn't mean she has to stay, right? So I don't know. Like, okay, so I'm looking at what some people are saying, and April says, I don't think they should core Mitchell. Protect her from the expansion draft and offer her a max deal and let her choose what she wants to do. I don't like the core system. I'm unavailable to come on. Okay, unavailable, but you don't like. So you don't think that they should core her, because if they core her, then they got to offer her the super max, you know. And so she says, I don't think that they should, which is interesting. What's up, Miss Parker? What about you? And especially Freedom, your mindset about the Michaela Timpson versus Sophie Cunningham conversation. What are your thoughts there? Because again, some people, even though you can protect them, doesn't mean that they're going to stay, right?
Personally, I like Michaela Timpson, but I think she should go to another team. And the reason for that is because she can get valuable minutes playing elsewhere instead of riding the bench for the Fever.
So you still see her riding the bench?
Yeah. She
And
ain't gonna get that much playing time.
Not going to get that much playing time. Yeah. I mean, you make a good point in that she was the developmental player for Unrivaled. I mean, it's Unrivaled. And even when Aaliyah got hurt, they put her in like for a few minutes, didn't like what they saw.
Yeah.
I know it's different, 3-on-3, whatever. But I don't think she got in at all the second game. You know? So, okay. So you think that they should not protect her?
Right. They shouldn't protect her. They should protect Sophie.
And Sophie still doesn't necessarily have to stay.
Right.
Right. So if I understand it right, it's so like confusing to me. I'm like reading the stuff over and over again, trying to get it down. Do you think Lexi's a lock to stay? Are they gonna protect her?
I think they protect Lexi. I don't really know if she is a lock to stay or not, because she's gonna want the best deal for herself too.
Okay. If you were Lexi, or if you were advising her, you advise her to stay and maybe take less and stick with this group, or go somewhere else?
That's a tough one. I don't know if I would advise her to take less, because she should get paid what she's worth, as far as I'm concerned. And as much as it hurts, because I like Lexi and I want her to stay with the Fever, but I think she should do what's best for Lexi. And if she feels that taking a pay cut is the right thing to do, then she'll do it. If not, then it's adios, Lexi.
Yeah. I can't see her going. I think she would opt to stay with this team where she's comfortable. She's got that connection with Caitlin, even off the court. I have a hard time thinking, and I don't know. I mean, Lexi, when she's on. She's always on defensively, you know. But I feel like she's appreciated with the Fever.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know. I see the way they treat her in Unrivaled and stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good factor. I agree. And I think that would be in Lexi's best interest to stay with the Fever as well.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so April says, know the difference between restricted and unrestricted. There is a difference. Yes, there is a difference. I got all these windows open up, trying to get that information, trying to get it all in my head and understand. But the expansion teams, each of them can only have one unrestricted free agent. I know that. Jules says KK should go. Okay, so Deep, it says devices not connected. Deep. So try that one. Try that again. You're not connected. So the unrestricted and the restricted, I've been looking it up. My brain's trying to maintain it all. But you can't get, like Denise is saying, I would save Sophie, but I'm reading articles out there like from Grant Young from ESPN, and he's saying that if you keep if you keep Sophie, if you protect her, it doesn't even mean that you control her, because she's an April, I believe she's an unrestricted free agent. So somebody else could offer her, I can't imagine. I mean, not that I don't like Sophie, but somebody else could offer her like a super max, if I understand that right. And in that case, she would then opt out of being with the Fever, from what I understand, right? So so some people are saying, why protect her when you're not guaranteed to keep her anyway? Better to protect Michaela. I don't know. Anyway, so yes, so they can only draft one unrestricted free agent, Smoke, and the rest she'd fill in through free agency. Yeah. So okay. Anything else, Freedom? Any other advice? When you actually forget about the Fever for a minute, New York is going to have a time too. You got, assuming they're going to protect 5, right? So you've got Breonna Stewart. Are you going to protect Jonquel Jones?
They should.
Sabrina Ionescu. Who else is it? Meisman or something. What's New York going to do? Who am I missing?
I don't think they're going to protect Meisman.
Yeah, somebody else said the same thing. That was a question. I mistyped I'm not sure if that. Yes, that is the case. The expansion teams, each team can only have one unrestricted free agent. Yeah. So let me just see. Let me just look up New York Liberty roster. So I can remind myself. I forgot about Natasha Cloud. And someone said Leonie Fevich should be protected. And Sabrina Ionescu, and someone was like struggling with Kennedy Burke because they said she played really well last year. Maureen Johannes, Breonna Stewart, Emma Meisman, Jonquel Jones, Stephanie Talbot, Rebecca Gardner, and Naira Sabali, Natasha Cloud.
They definitely are not going to protect Natasha Cloud.
As long as they don't bring her behind over to Indiana. Okay? Don't be bringing her to Indiana. Yes, total, Smoke, total. April says New York and Arizona team definitely will be busted up. Wouldn't it be funny if we ended up with Alyssa Thomas?
Oh, Lord.
Oh, my goodness. That would be hilarious.
Well, there are pros and cons to that.
Yeah, we know that's not happening. And Denise says, what about the Aces? The Aces, Asia Wilson obviously is going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to protect Nalissa Smith? Jackie Young?
You know what? I think they might protect Nalissa Smith. She actually played really good with the Aces.
They were pleased with her play, but I don't know. This is wild. This is so wild. I'd rather just pass this part and just say, tell me who's on the team and I'll cheer for them. Like, leave it at that. Do y'all think Bonner should get a max deal?
No.
Surely you jest.
No.
Alyssa will never, AT will never join forces with CC. All right. Well, anyway, I just wanted to thank you, Freedom. Thank you. Appreciate you always.
Thank you.
All right. If anybody else wants to come on, jump on. Other than that, I just wanted to give you a little bit. I wanted to hear from you a little bit. It's deep. It still says devices not connected. I don't know why. Nalissa fits well with Ace's slower play. So yeah, everybody, I just wanted to kind of I want to do a video on it. I try to wrap my brain around it. I need my notes for it because to me it's so convoluted. And I'm amazed at the people who can rattle all this stuff off. Yeah. April, I was drinking Olipop. Olipop, I got some Olipop in there. Are you going live? Oh, yeah. Yes. I intend to go live for the expansion draft, which is on the 3rd. And then, of course, the college draft, I believe, is on the 13th and all those things. So, yeah, indeed. So, Deep, I don't know what happened, but I can't get you on. So, let me ask you a question. I know you may not have all the facts and all the other stuff that comes into play, but I want you to do this in the chat. If your decision is between Michaela Timpson and Sophie Cunningham to protect from the expansion draft, who are you picking? Just put the name in the comment. Jules says Sabrina should get the Supermax. Do we get the next level down? But I think Jones is going to be let go. Other people are not so sure about Jones as well. Some people say they'd like to see her. April said neither. So who are you picking, April? Sophie all the way. So what if you pick Sophie and she still doesn't stay and somebody grabs up Michaela, which they're likely to do? Oh, you didn't realize you was... Freedom said, I didn't realize I was still on. Natasha's going to get the boot. Okay, so I see Sophie. April said neither. I need to know why. Sophie wants her money, but I think Sophie's saying that because Sophie is got to play the game. But I believe Sophie would take less to play with Indiana because she's got money other places. But of course, you want to make as much because it helps you later on with your potential. But Sophie won't leave. Caitlin Bryan said, okay. So nobody has picked Michaela. And I thought Freedom's comment about wanting Michaela to have an opportunity to go somewhere, like to an expansion team and develop and get more playing time is a good point that he's making. Jules says, I really want Jackie Young to come to India, but not, I ain't even getting into all that. A lot of people like Jackie. Obviously Jackie's is a good player. I just don't think she'd want to leave the Aces. But of course, she's from Indiana, so who knows? KK needs development. True, she does. Sophie has made side money playing with CC like her pot. Yeah, absolutely. And she's got a lot of these different RBs and all this other stuff. Like, she's not hard up for money. But if you leave KK out there and somebody snatches her up and then somebody offers Sophie more money, then now you've lost KK and you still don't have Sophie. So Freedom says, I can't see her playing anywhere else. No, I mean, she had the best season in spite of the injury, the best season of her career. I don't think she's worth max money, though. So, I mean, that's how much will the Fever pay for her is going to be interesting. Arby sounds good right now. I'm going to have some salmon. You know how I do. Who was that who told me? Was it you, Kelly, who said there's other fish out there, Adrienne? You do know that, don't you? I personally think that Sophie would stay there. People want to stay in Indiana, especially those that have that connection. April says Indiana needs to get international players and pay them minimum $300,000. So I'm assuming that they have someone scouting all the international talent that would fit well. I doubt Sophie's even eligible for a max. Well, somebody could choose to. I mean, that's what they're saying. An expansion team, correct me if I'm wrong, could take her and core her and pay her a max. I don't see that happening, but I believe that's possible. Or certainly offer to pay her more than the Fever might be willing to. Shrimp stir fry sounds good too. I haven't had shrimp in a long time, but you know what? I bought some just a couple days ago, or was it yesterday, frozen, that I'm going to make at some point with some spaghetti squash. I agree, Miss Parker. The team dynamics with Sophie included, I think that's what they appreciate. I think that, to quote Kelsey Mitchell, not all money is good money. And I think sometimes when you've got a good thing going, you might value something more than money, especially if you're already making money. I do not think Cunningham is a max player. Absolutely, I do not. Jules says, I no longer like her. I know, right? I know. I've heard you say that. April, do you? I don't think she's a max player. I mean, I think that she brings value. She's tough. She plays tough defense. She had a very good shooting season, which is unlike we have seen from her in the past. She's going to stick up for her teammates, and there's that. And that whole connection is good because chemistry does matter. Being happy and your teammates being happy does translate on the court. But do I see Sophie as a max player? Absolutely no. I don't. Sophie did say she doesn't want to play in Canada, and she was talking junk. Yeah, that's true. They gave her a hard time about it too. I think the Fever will keep KK because she's cheap, but will end up trading her. I mean, remember when they signed KK, in the wording of it, it was all about the future. And she understood that because that was her wording as well. It was about the future. So has that changed now? Or are they, but I'd like to see her play. Like Kate Martin got a chance to play more, I think, at one point. Anyway, I think then it didn't, I don't know how well it worked out with the Valkyries, but I think in the beginning, wasn't she getting a chance to play more? Temi, of course, Temi had so many injuries when she was with Indiana, but she was shining in Unrivaled, but even before that with the Valkyries. So sometimes you just go other places and develop. Sophie doesn't like the LA girls because they're all the same and have no personalities. Sophie will probably get snatched up with expansion if they don't protect her, and that's the thing. But even then, I don't think she would have to stay, right? They would. I don't think she'd have to stay, if I'm understanding correctly. And some people don't like Sophie. Some of these teams. So there's that too. Where is she going to get a better deal? So April, I mean, tell me, is she a max player? Jules says, I think Cunningham has been riding on Clark's coattails long enough, and it's time for her to get the boot. Jules said, I'm tired of her. I mean, she was a sharpshooter. She was tough on defense. Who knows what would have happened if she didn't get injured? She was going to have her teammates back. Those things are good. Yeah. Sophie did say she likes to live somewhere warm. Well, Indiana is warm in the summer when she'll be there. She's talking about Florida. Oh, okay, April. Oh, maybe 350,000. I'm looking at skill. 350. That might be a little bit low. Isn't the average going to be like 600? You giving her a little bit more than the minimum. Sophie is ruthless. We need someone like her, Kelly said. She's not taking into account her case season lasting half the year. Sophie's not a max player, neither is Lexi. I agree. Seattle. Well, all right. Like I said, I want to do a kind of a video on this. Some of the some thoughts that I haven't said. I'm trying to wrap my brain around it all, but good to get feedback from you all the time. Freedom says, who isn't riding on Clark's coattails? It's going to be interesting. Let me just respond to this. Let's see what's going on. Let me see. I don't know. So does anybody, when you guys try to get on in the chat, as we had Deep was trying to get on, what do you do? You just click the link. So Deep, I'm going to put the link in. You should be able to just click that link, and it should allow you to come on, and just keep saying, I have had times when it said device not connected, and then they would try again and it would connect. So I'm not sure if it's maybe an internet issue or what the case may be, but that link should be all you need. You know, I'm so sorry that's not working. I'd love to hear from you on that. Give it another try and see what happens. I've watched her whole career, Arizona. And no, we're not trying to draw all the details from you before you make the video intentionally. LOL. Thank you. But I have a hard time with all the details of this all. Did you get a chance to hear Terry Carmichael Jackson on the Stephen? I did not. I tried to listen, but she could not stop praising these women. You know what, Jules? I have been avoiding some of it. I know Lisa Leslie has had, I forgot who she had on her show. And I just kind of avoided some of it because I feel like there's a lot of some of this patting themselves on the back kind of thing I find annoying because of the way they went about everything. So I did not see it. And Stephen A acting like he's been involved in this whole thing. He loves to like swoop in and then doesn't say anything and then ask why people aren't talking about this player and that player when he's not even watching and he's not even talking. It would be best for both sides if Sophie returned to the Fever. Yeah. I imagine she will, unless there's just a deal that's too good for her to turn away. Yeah. So Deep. I didn't see Deep's comment right away. But anyway, yeah, okay. So I appreciate hanging out with you all. Natasha Howard. They should never protect her. Unfortunately, I don't think either expansion team will pick her up. Listen, I know you don't want her there. And they don't need to protect her because isn't she? I looked up something about her today. I mean, let me see. I looked up something, and she's already been cored 3 times in her career, so she can't be cored. But what did I see about her? So yeah, I looked it up. So it says the Indiana Fever do not need to protect Natasha Howard from the expansion draft because she is considered ineligible for selection. Having previously been cored for 3 years, she is not subject to the expansion draft, allowing the Fever to use their protection slots for other team members. Yeah. So that's what I saw earlier. She is exempt from being chosen. She cannot be chosen in the expansion draft. So they don't even need to protect her. So that's not a problem. Yes. I believe she's an unrestricted free agent. Yes. And Lexi Hall is a restricted free agent. Yep. So she's an unrestricted, meaning Natasha, and signing a 1-year deal with Indiana for the 2025 season. She's not eligible to be cored because she has exhausted her core eligibility years. She played with the Fever under a 1-year max contract of $214,000 plus. Unrestricted free agent. Unrestricted, yeah. And Lexi's restricted. Oh, yeah, Deep. It says not I don't know why. It says not connected. So it's something with your device. And I don't know if you're on like Chrome or Safari. That might have something to do with it. Is Safari compatible? Yes. Let me see. Yes, that's compatible. It's Chrome. I don't know, Deep, and I'm so sorry. I appreciate you trying, but man, I don't know. All right, Kat. All right, Kat. Oh, did you just get back or are you leaving? And speaking of that, I hope your mom is doing well. I think you just got back. So you were on. Elizabeth was on. Yeah, it is compatible. So I'm not sure why it's not working for Deep, and I'm sorry that it's not. Stephen A. Smith. He kept saying he was a huge proponent to pay these women strike, and he was just he's insufferable anyway. He really is. You know, plus Howard will expect the supermax, but not worth it. She's unrestricted. So the Fever stuck. I don't think the Fever stuck with her. I think they're not stuck with her, but she's not eligible for the expansion draft. Right? Am I right? I don't think the Fever's, they didn't sign her for they only signed her for 1 year. And so the only hope is that she walks. They can get rid of her, can't they? Adrienne, do you think the league will change the way the refs treat the Fever now that the players are being paid more? You know, that's the one thing we have not heard. We have not heard anything. All of a sudden, nothing. Oh, Nafisa Collier gets up there and talks about Kathy Engelbert's leadership and how Kathy said the refs, the only people who complain about the refs are the people, who are losing, all this stuff. And then they got into these negotiations or talking smack about everything else on social media. And we didn't hear any more about the officials. Now, I think April pointed out before that they probably have their own unions and everything. And there's that. But I think the players should have put pressure on the league to get quality people in. Make sure we have quality people. I don't know. I haven't heard any pressure on them. And without pressure, and now that they're talking about money, I feel like that whole conversation went out the window. We'll probably be back to all the physicality stuff as soon as, we get going. So, yeah, crickets is right. Crickets, nothing. So wait, I think I don't think the Fever has to keep Natasha Howard. I'm not like you guys. I'm not like you guys who just want her to go really, really bad. It says, as an unrestricted free agent and someone who has been core before, her future beyond 2025 depends on the 2026 roster constraints and negotiations. So we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Radio silence. Okay, all I heard is that the penalties will increase on the players. So, all right, so to clean up the game, start with the players, not the refs. Yeah, we wouldn't want to do better with the refs. It all needs to be cleaned up, but you need incentive to clean it up and maybe penalties. But I'll see it when I see it. If the commissioners let go. So yeah, if you didn't see my video earlier, but I don't know how soon that will be, because the question that Adam Silver answered was specifically about after the 2026 season. I felt like his response was sort of like Kelly Crosskoff's response when asked about Christy Sides before she was fired. Maybe Kathy Engelbert will leave before the 2026 season. Maybe that's why he sounded kind of strange. I don't know, but I don't get the impression that she's staying, whether that means they're going to let her go or she's going to want to go. His answer was strange to me. It made me feel pretty certain, not 100%, but pretty certain that she was going to not be here for a long, like there's already a plan and it doesn't include her. Yeah. I think the bigger problem is, I think the players are a problem too in the way they play the game. So, okay, it sounded like she was staying for the 26th season. True, it did sound like a deflection without putting her down. Yep, it did. And a lot of people want her gone too, for sure. Absolutely. And once you've lost the respect of the players, assuming you had it at one time and they're willing to do it publicly, you kind of, I know she said she wasn't going anywhere, but I mean, and there's still that other stuff. Like, did she say what Nafisa Collier said she said? Like, there's that whole mess. It's wild. All right. But there will be a season, God willing. So there is that. Jules says, I think they keep Natasha. The commissioner, Jody says, not finished with her job. She still has to make all this work and get the game started. If she can't, she is toast. Yeah, you might be right. So and maybe she'll get through 2026 or at the beginning of the season. Who would be then the commissioner? Who's coming in as the commissioner? I mean, they plucked her out from a whole different, from Deloitte, whole different industry. So it'll be interesting. Esther Watt, she lost a lot of credibility with me too. She really did. Really, really did. Add to the stage. So I'm going to try this again. Add to the stage. It won't let you on for some reason, Deep. It's just telling me device not connected, which is so odd. I don't know. I'm sorry. All right. It's time for me to have some salmon, sweet potato. You think she said all those things? I think she said it, but not the way Nafisa said she said it. The owners, you think she's out this season? I wouldn't be surprised. I do think that Kathy probably said something about, listen, the WNBA gives Caitlin a platform to be able to make more money. I doubt she said, because she's not stupid, right? She knows that Caitlin was making money already. I don't think she said to Nafisa Collier, Caitlin should be very glad, because if it wasn't for the WNBA, she wouldn't be making any money. Like, I don't think she said it like that. I think she probably said, listen, Caitlin should be thankful that she's in the WNBA. And because she's in the WNBA, she has opportunities. She's able to make more money that she may not have, even though that might be a little bit out there too, but that she may not have had a platform to make even more money without this WNBA. I think she might have said something like that, but not the way Nafisa Collier said. Nafisa also said that she said the players should get down on their knees and thank her for that. Did she say it? How did she say it? Did she laugh? Was it a joke? And Nafisa twisted? I don't know. Yeah. And they do say that she did a good job of serving the WNBA and she's the first commissioner. They had a president before them, had president's first commissioner, and she did a really good job of turning things around. But then at some point, something went wrong. Kathy, being from Deloitte, brought all the connections with the Fortune 100 companies, product. That's what it is, Jody, that they talk about. Product, sponsorship, broadcasting. She didn't have a sports background, which was obvious, which is probably why she can't, this whole official thing isn't resonating with her. Yeah, I used to like her a real lot. I'm not saying I don't like her. I mean, she's quite a baller, but it was just something about the way she went about stuff that I didn't really care for. Kathy, and you're right, April. You're absolutely right. Kathy never did deny that part. So that's true. That's true. Although I still think it was said differently than Nafisa said it. And I do think that Nafisa probably shouldn't have thrown Caitlin out like that, the way she did, to use her in that way. Caitlin was like, she said, did you know? And Caitlin was like, I didn't know. But no, you're right. She did not, but she did deny the other, which is, I think I did a video on this, which tells me that there's something, but of course she would deny the other because it's Caitlin, and there's a lot of pressure there with all that. But if that was said behind the scenes in good faith, then it shouldn't have come out, except that she was using the whole thing as a tool against Kathy. So she played lacrosse. Okay, yeah, I think I heard that. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, for the shock value is exactly right. And I got the impression from Caitlin when she was asked about it, her exit interview, that she didn't appreciate it. I got that impression. She'll write a book and we'll find out the whole story. Yeah. Yeah. So listen, I'm gonna leave you guys with this. I hope whatever happens, at least here on the Adrienne Ross Show, that we're able to have a good time. I said to a couple people in comments, I think people are determined to be miserable about this. It doesn't matter what, it's already happening. It doesn't matter what we're talking about. When I put a video out or something on X is out there, doesn't matter what is said. Everybody's like, yes, we got a deal. We're going to have a season. Everybody's rejoicing. Yeah. We're going to have a season. Woo! And everybody's excited. And sure enough, somebody comes. That is, if Stephanie White doesn't ruin it. Somebody else. Oh my goodness. Caitlin is back. She's healthy. Did you see her? And FIBA, she won the MVP. Oh man, Caitlin and AB, it's going to be good. Yeah, if Stephanie White don't make it bad for everybody. And I'm like, y'all determined to be miserable. Like, enjoy the game. Yeah, we haven't even played yet. And you're already determined that it's going to be bad. Just have a good time. Watch the game. Critique it when it needs to be critiqued. But if you can't enjoy the moment because you worried about what might happen, I don't get it. Iowa won. They won. Cece was like the kid be a bully. No one wanted to be associated with her, Kat said. Yeah. Yeah, she's gonna have a little. She's gonna be. It's gonna be a different one. It's gonna be a different one. I'm looking forward to the season. I don't know what's going on with AB, but I pray that she's good. All is well. And we're ready to rock and roll. I'm tired of the Stephanie White narrative. And then even if you feel that way, like you can't even wait till the season starts to find a reason to complain and then complain. But people are complaining now, like they're really upset already. And I'm like, you haven't even had a game yet. Let's go. It'll be fun. Every team is going to be much different. We're not even hardly going to be able to recognize these teams. I've never seen so many people invested in these negotiations. True. Good point. They want misery. I'm saying the expansion draft. Yeah. So listen, guys, I hope you'll hang out with me for the expansion draft and we'll see what happens. We did it last year as well. I saw a few videos titled on YouTube about Stephanie White. I just ignored them. Yep. Yeah, I hear you. With everything in the world right now, I'm just feeling we're blessed to have a season. That's what I mean, right? Yes, just enjoy the moment and let's go. Even though I'm an Iowa alum, I grew up extremely close to Lincoln, so my heart bleeds. Next Friday, yes, on Sunday, they have to have their list, and we're probably never going to find out. If you remember last year, we never found out who they protected. We only found out who they didn't protect. And of course, one of those players obviously was Timmy. But yeah, Sunday, they have their list in the 3rd. That's a Monday, right? That's the expansion draft. Yeah. No. That's a Friday. Sorry. Friday the 3rd. And then the 13th, the Monday, is the college draft. Hubby will be moving stuff to Indiana, so hopefully I can make it. Okay. Are you moving to Indiana? What did Jules say? April says, I just want to watch great basketball no matter what team is playing. Yes. Oh, you were not rooting for Iowa. He'll be back by then. Oh, okay. I've been mad at Nebraska. All right, everybody. Good hanging out with you. Time for some salmon and stuff. We got our bracket. We'll see what happens. We made some bold moves. Appreciate your feedback. And members, you know how much I love and appreciate you. And those of you who are not members of the channel, you couldn't chat, but thank you for hanging out with us. Anyway, this is our usual weekly live on Thursdays. If you're interested in membership, finding out about it on the homepage of the Adrienne Ross Show, you can click join and it'll tell you about it, or click the link in any one of the videos and you will see it then. All right. So yay. Oh, this Sunday, the 20th. Yes, Cece does the NBA again. That's right. So much going on. She's doing photography. She's doing NBA. It's a good time. All right, everybody. Appreciate you. And I'll catch you next time. God willing, of course. God bless you abundantly.